in a while. So I am back now to talk about what happens when you get to fuck this. I am trying to be on a TV show now. And how you get there, but most importantly, once you're there, what are you going to do? And recently I have been a Netflix junkie, and I am so into all these Netflix shows with first-time actors getting series regular roles that they sent in on a tape and got the job. Or they had a YouTube channel and somebody said, you know what, I really like your stuff. You want your own show? Here you go, be the star. I'm looking at Issa Rae, and I'm looking at Luke Cage, and I'm looking at all the Marvel shows, and I'm going, I've never seen any of these actors before. How are they getting these TV jobs? How are all the people that I know on TV? And I decided, well, they probably got to that fuck that moment too. And I was like, there seems to be a secret that none of us know about. And that secret is, how do you move your career into TV? And if you have no money, if you have no agent, if you have no manager, how do you make that happen? Or you have an agent, you have a manager, and it's still not happening. You go out once, twice, right? A season. You know, you never go out for series regulars. You go out for under fives. And you're like, well, first of all, I know I'm as good as these people as the people I'm watching on TV. Why aren't I on TV? Because I'm not getting the shot. Why am I not getting the shot? Why am I not getting the audition? Why is my agent submitting me? Why am I submitting myself? Why am I taking classes with these people and still not getting called in? What is the secret? The other piece that's happening is you do get the audition, you go into the audition, and you say the lines, and you're talking to somebody, and somebody's talking back to you, and then when you leave, you're like, that didn't feel right. And you can't figure out why that doesn't feel right. And you're taking classes with casting people, and the best that they can say is, I didn't believe you. Well, that's not a note you can act. That's not helping you. I love when you take a class with somebody, they're like, I don't believe you, I hate what you just did. Okay, can you give me a note that I can act? I don't believe you, I hate what you just did. Can you give me a fucking note that I can act? Can you teach me how to handle the fucking camera? And I'm here to tell you, when people give you a note like that, it's not that they don't want to teach you, they don't know how, right? If you are not an actor working in TV and film regularly right now, how are you going to learn what works? Or you're on TV and film sporadically, right? A friend of mine is on Luke Cage. Hi, John. He's a recurring. And he was talking about how Alfre Woodard had to stop a take and reset up the shot and give some information that everybody was like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. And he was like, how did she know that? I was like, from working on TV and film all the time. In the medium, one, but in the medium as it changes. You know? I was coaching a client today, and we were looking at Master of None. We were looking at another pilot audition that she was working on, and I was like, what's the tone of this? She's like, I don't know the tone. I think the tone is just like Master of None. And she's like, oh, okay, how do I act that? I was like, let's turn on Master of None and look at the tone. Because that tone is very akin to so much of the comedy of so many of the shows on Netflix now. And guess what? Netflix and Amazon, they have their own pilot season, they have their own shows that are being made, and nobody on those shows is famous. No one. All of the actors on these half-hour shows on Netflix and Amazon are unknowns. They're not movie stars. This is their first big TV job. They did it. What do they know that we don't know? Some of it is that those actors understand the tone of the material they're auditioning for. And you gotta identify that. Everybody goes and goes, I'm just gonna listen and respond and just be myself. No! Right? That's like going into, I don't know. That's like going in for a Broadway musical and singing it like it's Showboat or Ragtime, but it's really Rent. It's a different style. Acting is exactly the same, right? You can't go in for a half-hour sitcom and do the same kind of acting you would do for a Law and Order audition. It's a different genre. Okay, I'm gonna calm down. Some of this you learn by paying attention to shows, and not paying attention to shows where I'm gonna watch this show and I'm gonna learn what happens in the show and I like it. No, you gotta learn how to watch shows like an actor. What kind of acting is happening there? Are they throwing away the line? Are they speaking from their truth? What's the speed? What's the pace? go in for a Grey's Anatomy audition, it is nothing like The Good Wife. Why is that? I don't know. Let's turn it on and watch. Grey's Anatomy, they make these huge choices that are totally from the character's point of view. They are driven by what the character needs most in the world. When you go in for a Good Wife audition, it is driven by the plot. What's going to happen next? Who needs to know this information so that they can make a political move to get to the next person? When you go in for House of Cards, the acting is still very simple and very strategic. It's a tone. So a lot of times you go in for these auditions and your acting's fine. You're listening, you're responding, you're truthful. You haven't captured the tone of the show. So to the casting person who knows what the tone is they're looking for, they don't know how to teach you how to get there. They didn't go to acting school. And guess what? Your acting teachers did not ever teach in the medium of television that we're working in right now. It's all different. All of it. Because people are being discovered all over the place all the time and bringing their new genres to television on all these different platforms. You can get discovered. You can put a web series up on your website and then get an offer from HBO or NBC. Hey, want to do a half-hour show? Right? So what's happening is that people are getting discovered because their sense of humor, their sense of truth, their sense of the reality TV show, their understanding of telling story has appeal because they have a following. Network television doesn't care what the tone is, just as long as it's got people who are going to watch it. That's all they care about. Your job as the actor is to pay attention to the different tones and understand the acting. This is huge. It's not just about being a good actor anymore. It's about understanding the material you're handling. Just like if you studied acting in school, there were rules for doing Shakespeare. Lift, take a deep, deep, rich breath, and keep the energy lifted until you get to a period where you can take another breath. That's a basic rule of Shakespeare, right? Half-hour, single cam comedy. 30 Rock. A lot of the SNL stuff. Master of None, which I love that show. Those, The Office, those single cams, it's a different style of acting. People speak completely from their point of view. They take their time with the words, they throw away the lines. It's very matter of fact. They're listening to their acting object, but really they're listening to find out how they can get what they want, not really listening to listen to them. Go back and watch some of those shows and really analyze that. Once you understand that about a show, it changes everything. Luke Cage, everybody's incredibly truthful and subtle. Truthful and subtle. They take time with the language. The language is grounded and earthy. Pay attention to the great actors on Luke Cage. You'll learn a lot. And you'll learn when you go in for that audition to match the tone of that show. Very realistic. Much of the Netflix stuff is very simple and realistic, right? It's not big, epic TV acting, for a 2-hour miniseries. It's period. It's a different kind of acting. So this is the first thing to nailing that on camera audition. If you want to get on TV, you first have to know how to act for TV. You have to show up like a professional in the room, understanding the material, understanding the writing, being completely off book, and then listening and responding, not choosing and shaping and molding your acting moments. That's the other thing that I don't talk about. So I am doing these whole series of videos. I should have told you this from the beginning. Because I understand what it is to get to your fuck this moment. I do. Because I got to it. I recently did a play. I haven't done a play in 3 years because I've been doing television and film because I want to eat. Because I want a home. I want a family. I don't want to be on the road all the time. That was a huge transition for me. Making that leap from being on the road doing theater for 6 years and my own solo show to staying my behind in New York City and developing a theater and film career. A film and TV career. I had to learn how to do it. I got in a room with a coach and then I started watching TV and film like an actor. What is the tone? I started practicing how to memorize like this. I can prepare a 3-page, 4-page audition in an hour. I can be completely off book and a fully realized performance. Because the performance you do in the audition is the fully realized performance. That's what you're going to do on set. The lines are probably going to change because lines in television always change. But that's the performance. That's the most rehearsal you're going to get. You don't get that much rehearsal on set, which is why it's so hard to book TV and film. You're expected to come in and nail it. It is not like theater where, oh, you have a rehearsal process and people make allowances for you'll get there. Fuck, you'll get there. TV and film, they expect you to walk in the room and be there. There is no time to rehearse and direct you. TV and film works too fast. So how do you get this process if you're not acting? The first thing is you learn tone. And I'm doing these next 3 videos in preparation for a free on-camera class. And it's going to be a free on-camera class unlike anything you've ever taken with casting directors. Well, I'm going to put you on tape and go do this scene. I think you should do that again, and what do you want? Blah, 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 blah. That's not how you get a TV and film show. That's not how you nail that audition. There are real specific things that make it a whole lot simpler than theater. The camera wants to see your acting object happening to you. They don't want to see you working out the acting moments that you prepared, that you've been doing with your coach. They want to see you listening and responding to what is being said to you and it playing on you. It's a lot simpler than we think. It's about working moment to moment. It's not about they're sitting there trying to remember lines or trying to shape an acting moment. The camera is looking at your psychology, not your acting chops. The minute the camera sees your acting chops, it becomes a fake on-camera audition. This is not complicated. I can talk you through it, or I can walk you through it in real time. And that's what this on-camera class is coming Tuesday is going to be about. And it will be a limited number of people that will get to work. It'll only be about 6 to 8 people who will actually get to work. Everybody else can listen. But the first 6 to 8 people to register for the class are the people who get coaching from me. Blah, blah. The end. It'll be 7 o'clock this coming Tuesday. So 8 people get to participate. It's free acting coaching on camera. It will be a virtual class that you can log on to a link, load up, the video will come up, you can see me, I can see you, we'll do a scene, it'll be recorded, I'll email it to you when the class is over. You'll get my notes, everything. Totally dope. Because I can talk till I'm blue in the face about how this is done, or I can show you. I spent 9 months with a coach in a room every week, 9 months and thousands of dollars to show you what I'm going to show you in 90 minutes for free this coming Tuesday. Okay? I want you to not walk into that room with like, fuck this, I blew that again and I don't know why. Because we are living in such a hot time right now. You can get a career moving and not have credits, ever, right? I've gotten lots of questions on my recent surveys. How do I build a film and acting career if I went to grad school but they didn't teach me how to handle the camera? Or do I have to go to grad school to get a series regular, or to start working in TV and film regularly, or to even get auditions, right? How do I know, should I focus on camera? Should I focus on just TV? Should I focus just on film? Should I focus just on commercial? Should I build a theater career first? All these amazing questions that people have been asking me. These 3 videos are gonna answer some of those questions, but also what we're going to do is work ourselves towards, in these next 3 videos, well, this is the first one, there'll be 2 more, and they're gonna come out every other day. So you actually have to keep watching the videos to find out how to sign up for the free class. And the class is FREE. Now y'all know I'm expensive, so you better take advantage of the free class and stop emailing me, asking me questions off season when I'm not giving a free class. Here's the free class. Don't be like, I can't show up for the class. Here's the deal. If you want to be working in film and television this pilot season, which begins in January, you need to stop doing all the other bullshit that you're doing right now, working for free for $1.99 a week, and put together a business strategy that will get you, one, an agent that will start getting you on camera auditions. Period. If that's going to happen, it takes anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks to build a relationship with those people. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks to learn how to audition on camera, practicing a little bit every week, right? Now is the time to start that process, so stop making excuses. Or you can make excuses now about what you can't do, and then spend pilot season watching your friends book recurrings on Luke Cage, for example, our Master of None, both of which shoot right here in New York. Tons of my friends are on them. You could do that, or the other web series. There's tons of web series that are getting produced by Fox Searchlight. I just did You're Stupid, right? Great web series, fully funded like a TV show by Fox Searchlight. It'll be on during pilot season. All of it was this simple half-hour comedy kind of acting. You gotta nail it. It's totally doable. It is totally doable. I want you to take a look at these Netflix shows. Look at the top 25 new shows on Netflix. Look at the actors in them. Look at Narcos, the stars of Narcos. He had no credits. Boyd had no credits. He's the lead of the show. He figured out how to handle this genre, right? So as long as you believe it's not possible for you, it will continue to be possible for you. But if you are at fuck this, I have always wanted to be a working television and film actor. If you're really at fuck that, you're ready to stop doing all the BS that you're doing. Put your money aside, starve, eat, phone home, ask mommy, ask ET to send you some cash so you can buy some outfits and learn how to act for this camera for coming January, and have a business plan. The next video that I'm going to make, we're going to talk about 1, why a business plan is important. 2, the quick and dirty way to learn how to act on camera. I mean quick and dirty, like how to prepare for an audition in 30 minutes. The business plan is really how to get the attention of the person in the business who has the power to get you auditions in front of the camera for major shows. That is a business strategy. If you are still, as an artist, thinking that talent is what's going to get your career moving, then my class is not the class for you. This class is for people who have finally figured out this is a hustle. This is a business. It's a hustle and it's a business, so I gotta have a business strategy to get noticed. Because there are a lot of people running around on all these TV shows who have no credits, just like me. Next time you're watching a TV show, check the credits of the leads. They got 2 things, a commercial, a toothpaste commercial, and a walk-on Law & Order. And now they're a lead on the show. So don't tell me it's not possible. The only thing that needs to change here is your belief that it's not possible for you. And that's what these videos are about. And that's all I got for you right now. I will see you day after tomorrow. Keep watching. I'm going to be sending out a sign-up sheet for this free class on Tuesday. Love you, mean it. Bye.